Let's do the photo op first. All the buttons on. Good.
Yeah, you're good.
Check.
There we go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is an exciting day for the A's, an exciting introduction for us to the city of Sacramento. I want to acknowledge a few people here. Luis's agent, Nelson, the CEO of Clutch Sports, Chris Corris here, and Luis's wife, Rosmali, here in the front row. Thank you all for joining us. And for our first baseball press conference here in Sacramento. We're excited to have a picture of Luis's caliber here, joining us for our first year in Sutter Health Ballpark. Obviously, we've spent the offseason, working on building the roster. This is our first big acquisition. A pitcher with a lot of experience, postseason experience that it brings with us. The leadership that Luis will bring to our staff is something we've talked a lot about, and just super excited for our young team, a young, improving, up-and-coming team, to have someone like Luis leading the pitching staff. So with that, we will open to questions, but again, thank you all for being here today.
Hey, David, Dan, Luis, Martin Gallegos, MLB.com. First question for you, just as you were kind of going through the free agent process with your agent, kind of what was the process like? How would you describe it, and what made you decide on the A's as the team you want to sign?
Thank you guys for having me here. For me, it was I would say it was easy because I did all the job to my agent. We went to a rare vacation and he handles everything. And when we came back, he updated me with all the teams that were interested in.
What is it about the A's that you just see that you like? Obviously, they have a lot of young guys who had a pretty good year last year. I think you played with Miguel and Duhart a little bit. Just what do you think of this team?
Yeah, I mean, when we had this Zoom meeting, I told David that when they play us in New York, these teams look like 2017 and 18 A's, a team that they got to the playoffs, a young team that they were hungry for, going to the field and winning baseball. So excited to be part of this team and part of a new organization that I think we're gonna head to a good direction from now on.
Luis, Tony Harvey, Associated Press. What was the deciding factor to lure you to Sacramento for the next 3 years? There have been just some things talked about the weather and stuff like that, and I understand City of Trees is a beautiful city. But what was that deciding factor that said, I want to be here for the next 3 years?
I think for me, the more important thing, and also in the Zoom call, I talked about this, about, my family. And when we talk about family, we talk about my teammates, because we're gonna be in the same room with the same guys for 6 months. So I have a conversation with guys like Duhart. So he told me about the atmosphere of the team, how they treat each other, how everybody is in the clubhouse. So he told me he loved it there. He was excited. And I think for me that was one of the most important thing. Because when you go to a place, you're gonna go to battle with 25, 26 men in the same room. You need to have that chemistry in the crew house.
Luis, back here, all the way back. Jake Aiden with CBS Sacramento. Welcome to Sacramento. For you, you signed the largest deal in A's organization history. What does that mean to you, and is there pressure that comes along with that?
I mean, for me, it's meant a lot. It's meant a lot for my family. I thank the A's for giving me the opportunity to be here. For me, I mean, same pressure that I have every year. Go out there and compete. I gotta give my 100%. I gotta be the best pitcher in person and teammate that I can be to help everybody to be better. So for me, like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we can do. And at the end, it's about playing baseball.
And then David, for you, does this signing signal anything to the A's fans that you guys are more than willing to spend money this offseason and improve the roster?
I hope it does. Yeah, I mean, we spent the last couple of years trying to make improvements incrementally. We obviously improved 19 games over where we were in 23 and feel like this is a good young team without a lot of experience, but with a lot of talent. And we certainly came into this offseason feeling like we wanted to make something of a statement, coming to a new city, coming to a new ballpark. But more than that, again, improve on what we have. And I mentioned at the beginning, signing someone with Luis's experience, his ability to be a leader on the field was important to us. And we've seen it a lot across the diamond. Obviously, Luis started a playoff game against us in 2018, so this goes back a long time where we've known what he was capable of doing. 3 starts in the postseason just this past year, including a really good one against the world champions. This was the perfect guy for us to come in, lead the staff, use what he learned pitching in obviously very big markets to sort of take the mound opening day in Sacramento.
Devin Truby, ABC 10 for Luis. Did you have any concerns about joining a team in transition? And for the Athletics, how do you think a signing of this magnitude quells those issues that you could have recruitment issues with being in a minor league park?
I'll let you know.
I mean, at the beginning, yes, I've had a lot of questions, about where we playing, the facility and all this stuff, and they actually, told us about they were building a new facility, training room, crew house, and for me, it's not even about the field. It's about the stuff that we have inside, recovery, training room, crew house, because at the end, we all play in the same field. If you're the Dodgers and you come here, you play in this field. So at the end, it's like I said before, it's about playing baseball. The mound is the same distance. I don't know the measurement of the field. Whatever it takes, we will make it work.
Luis, William Bonilla de Telemundo, Sacramento, aquí atrás, de Sacramento, Fresno. Significas vientos de aires de cambio, llegas a una institución y te conviertes en la primera contratación desde que los Atléticos se anuncian la mudanza de Oakland a Sacramento. ¿Cómo te sientes? Y la segunda, hazme un préstamo, ¿no?
No, agradecido con Dios, agradecido con esta organización que me da la oportunidad de estar aquí y, pienso que esta va a ser un buen comienzo para este equipo, una nueva ciudad. Tenemos un equipo muy talentoso y pienso que vamos a dar una buena batalla este año. Y todavía no he cobrado, cuando cobre pienso sobre el préstamo.
Gracias.
Luis, you were able to stay healthy last year after a few tough injury seasons. What do you think was the key for you to be able to bounce back last year, not just stay healthy, but have the season that you had?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of different things. Actually, I talked with Nelson, my agent, in the offseason about hiring or getting somebody like a sleep doctor. I was I dive a lot into that. Sleeping, nutritionist, also finding a routine and knowing my body more, knowing what works for me. So, I put everything together, and then this year, everything went well. So, planning to do the same thing, planning to, have the same or similar routine from last year, and I try to be healthy every year.
Of the current pitchers on staff, you have the most experience. Do you see yourself as kind of being a leader for these guys? If you could take on that role, maybe as a leader in the clubhouse?
I mean, for me, if they need me, I'm gonna be that leader. I'm not gonna boss nobody around, so I'm just gonna let my talent, talk. I'm gonna go out there and I'm going to compete. But if they need me, I'm gonna be out there for anything they need.
Luis, I saw you earlier today. You got a tour of Sutter Health Park. Just what initial thoughts of the stadium? I saw you sign part of the construction. Just is it beautiful to you? What do you think of the construction and everything going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, I told David that that's the first time I've seen a 2-level clubhouse, so it's gonna be fun. So I think everything is gonna come on really good. We will see, at the end the finishes, but right now I couldn't understand them a lot because I'm not an architect, but I think it's gonna be great.
And then, is there any current players on the A's organization that have reached out and welcomed you to the team? And if so, do you mind sharing who those players
So
are?
far, I already talked to Andrew Hart about it. Actually, I talked to him before I signed. I told him we might be teammates this year. So far, only him.
Also in the back, Luis, Andrew Martin, Fox 40 Sacramento. David mentioned that you're going to be on the mound opening day. Was that important for you to sign some place where you can be the ace of the staff?
It was not the main thing, but that's another, plus. For me, I said in the past, it doesn't matter if you pitch opening day or second or last game. Every time they give you the ball, you're the ace that day. So, I love to compete, and I will go out there and give my 100%, but it was not the main thing.
Final one for me, Luis, is biggest adjustment. You've been on the East Coast primarily throughout your career, now moving to the West Coast. Just what's that change look like for you?
For me, I think my family, the kids are probably gonna stay back in the school, an hour, and the time is not gonna be great. Everything else is gonna be fine.
Any other questions?
Just to address that follow-up question about recruitment.
Yeah, we haven't shied away from this transition. Luis referenced the Zoom call we had with him. In all of our meetings with players this offseason, we've talked about, understanding there's a lot of change. We've talked about the clubhouse. We've actually sent out the plans to a lot of players so they can see what we're building. I think, I think there's sort of an honesty, and we're going to do the best we can to make this a major league facility. And look, the River Cats have been unbelievable. Chip Maxon with the River Cats has done absolutely everything we've asked and continues to, and he's been great. The whole organization has really tried to do everything they can to help, redoing the bullpens, the dugout. This is going to be a big league experience. Luis made the point, both teams have to play in that stadium, on that field. We're going to have a beautiful new clubhouse. I think we've embraced it as we've tried to recruit players and bring them here, and the fact that Luis has said yes and is here today hopefully sends a message to other people around the game.
Hey, David. Last month we talked, you said starting pitching and third base, kind of the focus points for you guys this offseason. With Luis here, would you still look at pitching, or would you maybe look more towards third base? How do you kind of see the needs for this team going forward?
We're headed to Dallas next week for the winter meetings. I think a lot of things will likely happen there, and we'll sort of reassess the market. We still have some holes we'd like to fill and make further upgrades to the roster. Certainly landing someone of Luis's caliber was the first priority, and I'm excited for that. we will see how things play out over the next week or so, and then kind of reassess.
Hey Luis, Johnny Dosco with the broadcast team. Nice to see you. Can you talk about how you've evolved, like from where you were at 21, 22 to where you are now as a pitcher, and how you evolved it as a pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, even when I came first, couple of years in the league, I feel like I was more a thrower than a pitcher. When I was younger, I know I can throw hard, so even knowing that, that hitter is a good fastball hitter, I still go in there and try to, overpower him. So now I have a more experience, try to, attack the hitter in a different way, and I think that helped me this year.
Any others? All right, thanks everybody. Pictures with everybody in front?
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
For the athletics, and I gotta tell you, pretty exciting being here at the Sawyer Hotel and being a part of the process.
We got a whole box of hash browns. Yeah, we'll go over that.
That is embraced, not running. And what they're doing right now, what's gonna happen also. And sending the core plans to this new showing the players, also showing what bases.
Pues me espera, pues yo me con usted. César no vino. César viene. César viene. Ah, pues yo le dije que viniera a ver si se lo conociera.
They're gonna be excited about it. Chris Townsend with the Athletics. It is great to see you. It's an honor to have you here. This has to be just a huge day for you, and a big, you go into free agency.